My dear sister, wherever you are listening from, your living room, your car, your workplace, or maybe even from a place of quiet tears, I want you to hear this truth with the full weight of heaven behind it. You are not invisible to God. You are not overlooked. You are not wandering through life by accident. You are here because God wanted you here. And right now, as you listen to these words, you may be closer to stepping into your God-given identity than you've ever been. There are moments in life when God whispers to a woman's spirit in ways she cannot ignore. Stirrings she cannot explain, desires she cannot silence, questions she cannot escape. And tonight, I want to reveal something to your heart, something holy and beautiful and true. You may be carrying the unmistakable signs that you are a woman chosen by God. Chosen not because of perfection, chosen not because of performance, but chosen because God sees in you what you cannot yet see in yourself. I want you to lean in, my dear sister, because these signs might not look glamorous. God's choosing rarely looks glamorous at first. Sometimes it is wrapped in pain, loneliness, confusion, or spiritual hunger. But over time, these signs become markers, divine fingerprints, revealing a calling that heaven placed on your life before you ever took your first breath. Let me walk you through 7 signs, one by one. And as I do, I pray the Holy Spirit will illuminate what He has been whispering to you all along. 1. You carry a deep longing for God that you cannot fully explain, a longing that appears in moments of stillness, moments of exhaustion, even moments of failure. While others around you can be content with surface-level living, something inside you keeps calling you deeper. When you wander, you feel pulled back. When you try to ignore God, your heart aches. When you try to silence your spirit, the hunger only grows. This longing is not ordinary. It is spiritual evidence that God is drawing you to Himself. A chosen woman does not chase God out of her own strength. She responds to the gentle pull of the Spirit. And you may have noticed this. No matter how far life has taken you, something inside you refuses to disconnect from Him. That something is the very sign that heaven has marked your heart. 2. You have walked through seasons of pain that should have destroyed you, but they didn't. A chosen woman often carries battles that no one else knows about. You've endured loss, betrayal, disappointment, or heartbreak that would have crushed others, but somehow you're still here. You've cried silently, fought privately, endured quietly. And even in your darkest nights, you found a way to get up again. That is not ordinary resilience. That is God sustaining you. Pain becomes different when God has chosen you, because He uses every trial to transform you. Every valley becomes a training ground. Every storm becomes preparation. You may not have understood why you had to walk through what you walked through, but hear me clearly. God saw your future long before you experienced your pain. And He knew those tears would water the soil of your calling. A chosen woman's pain is never wasted. It becomes the very platform upon which God builds her strength, her compassion, and her testimony. 3. You feel deeply in ways that others do not. You notice things others overlook. You hurt when others hurt. You carry burdens for people you barely know. You sense when someone is struggling, even behind a smile. This tenderness is not a flaw. It is not weakness. It is spiritual sensitivity. It is compassion, God's compassion flowing through a human heart. A chosen woman often has a heart that feels like it carries more than it should. But that's because God trusts you with emotional depth. He chose you as a vessel through which His love can reach the broken, the lost, and the hurting. Some people wonder why they feel so deeply, but chosen women understand. Those feelings are invitations from the Holy Spirit. Invitations to pray, to comfort, to step in, to be His hands, His heart, and His voice in the world. Your sensitivity is not something to suppress. It is something God designed you to steward. 4. You experience spiritual warfare that does not match your circumstances. You feel attacked in areas that don't make sense. You face resistance right when you try to move forward. You encounter mental battles, emotional pressure, and spiritual heaviness, not because you are weak, but because you are marked. The enemy does not fight what he does not fear. And when God has chosen a woman for something great, the enemy will attempt to discourage her before she sees what God sees. If you've ever wondered why your battles feel personal, it's because they are. If you've ever wondered why things seem harder for you than for others, it's because heaven has entrusted you with a mission that requires spiritual maturity. Warfare is not a sign that God has abandoned you. Warfare is a sign that you are advancing toward your destiny. And every time you rise, every time you pray, every time you refuse to give up, you are reminding darkness that God's hand is on your life. 5. The things that once satisfied you no longer do. You find yourself outgrowing conversations, habits, environments, and even relationships that were once comfortable. You feel a shift in your desires. Worldly pleasures lose their appeal. Shallow connections drain you. Drama tires you. And instead, you begin craving peace, purpose, holiness, and truth. This shift is not a personality change, it is spiritual transformation. The Holy Spirit is rewiring your appetite to match your assignment. Because God cannot elevate a woman who is still attached to what He is calling her out of. When God chooses you, He purifies your desires. You want less of what pulls you away and more of what draws you closer. It may make you feel misunderstood by others, but that is because you are no longer called to where you once were. You are being prepared for something higher. 6. You carry a quiet strength that surprises even you. You don't always feel strong. In fact, there are days you feel overwhelmed, weary, or unqualified. But when the moment comes, when life demands courage, when someone needs support, something inside you rises. It's a strength not built by confidence, but by God. A chosen woman often discovers strength in the very places she once felt weak. She stands when others collapse. She forgives when others hold grudges. She presses forward when others quit. And she keeps believing even when the odds are against her. Sister, that strength inside you, that is not your strength. That is God empowering you, equipping you, and sustaining you. And He gives that kind of strength only to the women He chooses. 7. You have been led into seasons of isolation that you did not understand. There were times when God pulled you away. not because He rejected you, but because He wanted to speak to you. He separated you so He could shape you. He hid you so He could heal you. He quieted your life so He could refine your calling. A chosen woman often experiences seasons where she walks alone, not because she is unworthy, but because she is being prepared for a responsibility that others cannot carry with her. Isolation is not abandonment, it is divine preparation. In the quiet places, God removes the noise so you can hear His voice. In the hidden places, He builds your character. In the lonely places, He strengthens your identity. And when His time is right, He brings you forth, not empty, but ready. Now, my dear sister, look over these 7 signs. If even one of them reflects your life, if even one of them stirs your spirit or awakens your memory, then I want you to know this with absolute certainty. You are not ordinary. You are not overlooked. You are not random. You are chosen by God, chosen to carry His light, chosen to walk in His strength, chosen to inspire future generations, chosen to bring healing where there is brokenness, chosen to stand when others fall, chosen to pray when others panic, chosen to rise when others retreat, chosen to be the woman God created you to be. And now, the question is not, am I chosen? The question is, will I answer the call? God is standing at the door of your heart today, not with condemnation, not with judgment, but with invitation. An invitation to surrender, to trust, to rise, to become everything He envisioned when He formed you. You don't have to understand His plan to say yes. You don't have to feel strong to say yes. You don't have to have everything together to say yes. You simply lift your heart and whisper, Lord, here I am. I hear you. I surrender. Use me for your glory. Because when a chosen woman says yes, heaven moves. When a chosen woman says yes, destinies shift. When a chosen woman says yes, generations are impacted. When a chosen woman says yes, hell trembles. My sister, this is your moment. This is your confirmation. This is your calling. And this is the season God has been preparing you for all along. You are a woman chosen by God, and the world has yet to see the fullness of what He has placed inside you.